It's 2 a.m., the blue glow of your screen casting shadows across your face like a thief in the night. Your thumb hovers, scrolls, refreshes, again. The world outside fades into silence, but inside, a storm rages. A notification pings, and for a fleeting second, you feel alive, seen, connected. But as the high ebbs, emptiness creeps in, heavier than before. You tell yourself it's just one more post, one more like, but hours slip away, stolen by an invisible hand. Have you ever paused to wonder why? Why this endless pull, this quiet desperation disguised as distraction? In the heart of your daily life, social media whispers promises of belonging, yet it weaves a web of isolation. It's the modern siren song, luring you with dopamine drips and curated illusions, only to leave you hollow. But beneath the filters and feeds lies a darker psychology, one that hijacks your mind, rewires your habits, and erodes your peace. What if the very tool designed to connect us is the one tearing us apart? Tonight, we'll unravel the threads of social media addiction, its seductive mechanisms, the stories it traps us in, and the subtle ways it manifests in your adult world. We'll trace its origins, perhaps even to forgotten corners of your past, and glimpse a path toward freedom. Because understanding this shadow might just be the key to reclaiming your light. You pick up your phone for a quick check, but minutes turn to hours. Why is it so hard to stop? At its core, social media addiction thrives on the brain's reward system, a delicate dance of chemicals that keeps you coming back. Dopamine, that feel-good neurotransmitter, surges with every like, comment, or share, much like a slot machine's unpredictable payout. A Harvard study shows that this creates physical and psychological dependence, mirroring traditional addictions. It's not just habit, it's biology, engineered by algorithms to exploit your vulnerabilities. Consider hypervigilance, a state of constant alertness born from endless notifications. You're always on edge, scanning for validation, fearing you'll miss out. FOMO, they call it. Studies from the National Institutes of Health reveal that addicted users, especially young adults, experience heightened anxiety levels as the platforms amplify stress rather than soothe it. And then there's the comparison trap. Scrolling through polished lives triggers envy, eroding self-worth. A systematic review links this to increased depression and psychological distress. Isn't it ironic? In seeking connection, you invite disconnection from yourself. These concepts aren't abstract. They're woven into your routine. Parentification of the mind, where you become your own caretaker, endlessly curating your online self to avoid rejection. Or emotional neglect, self-inflicted, as real relationships fade behind screens. Research snippets paint a grim picture. Long-term use disrupts sleep, worsening mental health woes. But knowledge is the first step. Recognizing these loops breaks their spell. Picture Sarah, a 28-year-old marketing exec in bustling New York. She starts her day with coffee and Instagram, but soon she's lost in a sea of influencers' perfect mornings. By noon, her productivity plummets. By evening, resentment brews toward her own ordinary life. Sarah's story isn't unique. It's yours, perhaps on a quieter scale. Like a moth to flame, she chases the glow, only to burn out. Or think of Alex, a college student in California, whose TikTok habit began as harmless fun. One video leads to 10, hours evaporate, and suddenly assignments pile up like unspoken regrets. He feels the pull, that magnetic force, echoing Carl Jung's warning, every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol or morphine or idealism. For Alex, the idealism is the dream of viral fame, but the reality is isolation, his room a cave of glowing screens. And then there's the metaphor of the endless mirror hall. You step in for reflection, but distortions multiply. A friend posts a vacation highlight. You question your choices. Historical echoes resonate, like the opium dens of old, where escape masked deeper pain. Today, it's digital dens, where billions scroll in solitude. Have you ever caught yourself in this hall, chasing echoes of approval? These anecdotes reveal the human cost: fractured focus, stolen time. In one study, college students addicted to social media reported poorer academic performance and heightened mental strain. Yet, in sharing them, we see patterns, not isolation. Your scroll isn't just habit, it's a story begging to be rewritten. As the addiction takes root, it blooms into adult life like weeds in a neglected garden. Hyper-independence emerges. You rely on likes for validation, shunning real vulnerability. Workaholism spikes. U.S. professionals check feeds during meetings, fragmenting attention and fueling burnout. The paradox? In a nation obsessed with productivity, social media sabotages it, leaving you exhausted yet unfulfilled. Resentment simmers beneath the surface. You resent the time lost, the comparisons that steal joy. Darker still, it rewires relationships. Ghosting becomes norm. Empathy erodes. Studies show excessive use correlates with loneliness and low self-esteem. Why do we trade authentic bonds for digital shadows? The dark psychology amplifies inner conflicts. Like Jung's shadow self, ignored aspects of you, boredom, insecurity, drive the compulsion. Bored individuals, research suggests, are more prone to addiction, blending with traits like narcissism. In adulthood, this manifests as chronic dissatisfaction, meals interrupted by notifications, sleep haunted by blue light. A government advisory highlights risks to youth, but adults aren't immune. Memory falters, anxiety mounts. Yet, paradoxes abound. Kindness online masks self-destruction offline. You give virtual support but neglect your needs. Rhetorical motifs repeat. Scroll, regret, repeat. Breaking free means facing these costs, not as failures, but as signals for change. Where does this begin? Often in childhood conditioning, where screens become babysitters, teaching early escapism. If you grew up in a fast-paced U.S. household, social media might echo unmet needs for attention. Emotional neglect in youth primes the pump for dopamine-seeking behaviors later. Trauma, subtle or stark, rewires the nervous system. Hypervigilance from unstable homes translates to constant checking. Deeper impacts? The brain adapts, craving novelty. Neuroscientists note how platforms activate reward centers, leading to tolerance. You need more to feel the rush. Physically, poor sleep and stress hormones spike, mimicking chronic fight or flight. Psychologically, it fosters a fragmented self, where identity splinters into online personas. But origins aren't destiny. Inner child healing offers a bridge. Dialogue with that younger you, starved for real connection. Boundaries reclaim power. Set screen limits, nurture offline hobbies. What if rewiring starts with a single mindful breath? Metaphors guide us, like pruning a tangled vine. Trim the excess to let true growth flourish. Research supports metacognitive strategies, awareness of your urges to curb addiction. In exploring roots, we unearth hope. The dark psychology, once named, loses its grip. Remember that 2 a.m. glow, the thief in the night? What lured you then now imprisons you, but awareness is the key that unlocks the door. Social media addiction isn't a personal failing, it's a designed trap, exploiting your deepest needs for connection and validation. We've peeled back the layers, the dopamine loops that hook you, the stories that echo your own, the adult shadows it casts, and the childhood roots that feed it. Yet, in this darkness, light emerges. You hold the power to rewrite your narrative. Start small, track your usage, question each scroll. Does this serve me? Practice inner dialogue. What am I truly seeking? Set boundaries like digital detox days, reclaiming time for walks, conversations, creation. Therapy or apps can help untangle the wires. As Jung reflected, making the unconscious conscious directs your fate. You're not alone in this. Millions awaken daily. What if tomorrow you chose presence over pixels? If this resonated, subscribe for more deep dives into the human mind, uncovering traumas, fostering growth. Let's heal together.